Hello and welcome to today's League of Legends Roundup, Part 1. This is a new thing, obviously, to most of you, but when we have all four major regions going on the same day, I break this video into two parts, doing the Eastern regions with the LPL and LCK first, and then combine the LEC and LCS videos later. So, if you haven't watched one of these videos before outright at all, I take notes, save me the time in case you didn't get up at 4 in the morning to watch, a series of games. Today we had a couple good ones. JDG and EDG topping the charts. We have our second and third place teams going in my power rankings yesterday. If you missed my power rankings yesterday, those came out. Really only talked about the LPL and LCK teams because those were the only teams that played, but nevertheless, let's get into this. So, JDG would start this off by going bot lane and trading kills 1-for-1 at 3 minutes. They'd then go mid, they'd go bot again, they'd go top by 7 minutes. Kanavi was all over the damn place, and frankly, 369 is MVP for one reason only, and if you watch the series, you know why. But otherwise, Kanavi was probably the MVP. So, all this action gives JDG prio over Drake. So they take a Hex Tech at 9 minutes. EDG punishes them 1-0. JDG say, fine, well, we're going to go top lane again. And then at 13 minutes, EDG finally respond with a play of their own, 2-0 in the jungle, JJ with a double. JJ played very well, actually, in this series. Probably one of his better series I've seen him play this year. JDG then take a cloud. There's a trade of kills in the river. 17 minutes, Viper outplays a bot dive that results in a 3-0, Flandre with a double on Graves. This puts EDG up 8-6 and 2k gold at 18 minutes. During this laning phase that took forever, JDG were 4 for 6 on their attempts to make a play. They were very active, Kanavi all over the place. EDG 1 for 2. 19 minutes, EDG would take a Rift Herald, JDG punishing them 2-0, 369 with a double on Gangplank. EDG then take an Infernal, and they start crawling back into this one. At 23 minutes, they get a couple kills bot, JJ with another double. However, at 25 minutes, JDG would go to Infernal Soul Point after a kill. They'd then get another pick, and that's kind of how the game was going. So it became pretty close. 26 minutes, EDG are up 11-10 in kills. JJ is 6-1-2, Kanavi 3-3-6. The jungler is pretty much doing all the work. 28 minutes, Kanavi does a big Baron steal, resulting in a 5-2 teamfight win. 369 and Yagao both with doubles as a result, giving JDG a 3k gold lead. So Kanavi securing that Baron, flipped the game, and really helped decide it. However, at the next fight at 30 minutes, EDG would go to Infernal Soul Point. But they'd get punished 5-1 for doing so, 369 with a pentakill on Gangplank. I'm always going to put the guy with the pentakill as the MVP. That doesn't happen every day. So, 369 is the MVP of this series. Pulls the penta. Was it an impressive penta? I mean, not really. But it was a penta, and you don't see those all the time. Especially out of, top laners. 34 minutes. JDG then end in mid 5-1. Missing and Kanavi both with doubles. The game ends 25-15, as you can see. JDG 0 for 1 on the power play. Game 2, EDG would start this one off by going top lane at 4 minutes. And then when they did that, JDG would dive bot pretty much simultaneously. Going 2 for 1, Hope with a double. That led to Prio in bot lane, JDG taking a Hex Tech. 8 minutes, EDG returned top lane with a trade of kills 1 for 1. JDG continued to focus bot side, taking a cloud after getting a kill. They then get another kill in bot. At 14 minutes, the laning phase ends with JDG up 5-3. Kanavi 1-1-4 once again, making things happen, starting the game off strong. They're up 3k gold. EDG then start crawling back into it a bit. They go bot lane and get a kill at 16 minutes. That allows them to get prio for the third Drake and take a mountain. During laning phase, by the way, JDG 2 for 3, EDG 2 for 2. So, when this patch came out, 12.10, we were worried about how ganks and dives would work. And the LPL, as of the last couple days, have figured out how to make it work. At least we saw in the BLG Ultra Prime series yesterday. In JDG and EDG, they're able to make it work successfully more often than not. You just have to find your moments. And it seems the teams that want to make plays happen are doing it. JDG then go top lane, and they're up 6k gold as of 19 minutes. So between 14 and 19 minutes, JDG's gold lead has doubled. Then at 21 minutes, they get a kill mid. 23 minutes, JDG go to Mountain Soul Point 2-1. 3 minutes later, EDG take a Baron themselves after getting a pick. That drops the gold deficit to 5k. 2 minutes later, JDG win a fight 2-0 to take Mountain Soul. 33 minutes after all this has subsided, I mean, JDG still have a Mountain Soul, but there's no Baron on the table. JDG won a fight 3-0 in the jungle. Hope with a double. This puts them up 13-7, 9.5k gold. Hope is 6-0-5 on a Jinx. 11 out of 13 kill participation. Hope played a very, very good series. Viper leaving a lot to be desired once again, just like he did in spring. 34 minutes, JDG get a kill that secures Elder. They then go over to the Baron. They take the Baron, 13k lead. They end with the Baron. Final score 15-7. They're 1 for 2 on the power play, and EDG 0 for 1. So that series is all but done and dusted. JDG all around great series. Really can't say anything bad. You know, game 1, JJ was able to get around the rift, and there was some disrespect definitely out of Yagao. But outside of that, I mean, JDG pretty much had this in hand. Series 2, RNG and FPX. RNG's first series, and FPX's third of the season. FPX with level 1 in top to get a kill to start this one off. And then they would get a 2v2 kill at 5 minutes. That gave them prio and bot side, leads to a Hextech Drake. They then get a pick. RNG get their first kill going top lane at 12 minutes. FPX take an Infernal, opposite side of the rift. 14 minutes, FPX get a pick. Laning phase ends at 15 minutes. FPX up 4-1, 2.5k gold. During laning phase, RNG attempted 3 plays, 1 being successful. FPX were 1 for 1 on their plays, which was the level 1. 16 minutes, FPX go mid to get a kill. RNG take an Ocean after the reset. 20 minutes, FPX take the first Baron of the game after winning a fight 3-1 in topside. LWX with a double on Xayah. That gives them a 6k lead. As of this moment, FPX are up 8-2. Klid is 3-0-3. Klid probably was the MVP of FPX in this series. Played very well in games 1 and game 2. I mean, I thought he did really well, to be honest with you. Much better than how he played against IG, arguably why they lost. 23 minutes, RNG get a kill mid. FPX go to Ocean Soul Point. 26 minutes, Xiaolahu would solo kill Breathe and bot. Xiaolahu on a Kale, Breathe on a Gangplank. FPX would get another kill in the base, reset, take their second Baron, winning a fight 2-0 afterward. Xiaolahu with a double again, giving them an 8.5k gold lead. They then end with the Baron 5-1, Xiaolahu with a Quadra around the Nexus. So final score of game 1, 17-4. FPX 1 for 2 on the power play, RNG without any. Game 2, you don't see a lot written here because not a lot really occurred. RNG would start it off at 5 minutes, getting a kill in bot lane, giving them prio. They take the Ocean. FPX get a pick. There's a couple kills in top at 13 minutes. And at 13 minutes, laning phase ends 2-2. RNG up 1k. Both teams attempt 1 play. That is unsuccessful. RNG then take a mountain. At 16 minutes, FPX get 2 kills in mid, both on Klid's Kindred. 19 minutes, RNG go to Infernal Soul Point, winning a fight 3-2 with Breathe with a double on a Fiora. Xiaolahu would then outplay a dive 2 minutes later, 1 for 1. 25 minutes, FPX prevent Infernal Soul from going over to RNG by getting a kill. I think they killed Gala. So they kill Gala. They then go over to Baron, and they have the Baron in hand, but Wei steals it. Wei ends up being MVP. Very impactful in Game 3. But between him and Gala in Game 3, it was hard to decide, which we'll get to. But by securing this Baron, maybe the game gets out of hand if they don't. So they secure the Baron. They win the fight afterwards 5-1. Gala with a triple. That gives them a 7k gold lead. They're up 11-9 in kills. Breathe is 4-1-4. And Care is 1-2-7 in mid on the Galio. The game would end at 30 minutes in the jungle 3-0. Breathe with a double. And then they would just push to end after that in the case of RNG. Final score 15-9. RNG end after the power play subsides. Game 3, FPX started off strong. They go mid and get a kill. RNG then get a pick. After the reset, FPX take a hex tech. RNG then win a big fight at 10 minutes, 3-0 for Rift Herald, and that pretty much sets the tone for the rest of the game. FPX take an Ocean, but RNG have a 3k gold lead at 15 minutes. They're up 4-1 in kills. During laning phase, FPX attempt 2 plays. They're successful on 1. RNG are 0 for 1. RNG then get a couple kills in the jungle at 15 minutes. FPX continues to stack Drakes after the reset. They go to Infernal Soul Point at 16 minutes, getting a kill after. RNG then go top at 19 minutes, and this puts them up 7-2 in kills, 5.5k gold. Wei is 3-0 and 4. Wei, like I said, is the MVP. Not only did he steal that Baron, which really stopped any chance of FPX coming back in Game 2, but he also facilitated and made things happen to give these guys an early lead. RNG then take an Infernal themselves to prevent Soul. 24 minutes, RNG take a Baron, 3-0. Gallo with the triple. They then get a kill afterwards, putting them up 9k gold. They use that Baron to take their second Infernal. And then they end at 29 minutes, 3-1 in the FPX base. Gallo with all 3. Final score 14-3. RNG 0 for 1 on the power play. RNG, I'm not surprised they came out flat. This is their first series of summer. FPX, it's nice to see that they were better, but they have started the split 0-3, and that is massive. That is a massive hole. With the Ultra Prime playing pretty decently, and anyone's Legend okay right now. IG beat FPX nonetheless. These teams are the teams that they have to kind of watch out for. Rare Adam. Going 0-3 to start is not great. I really, like I said, this is the team I was really hopeful for coming into summer, and right now they're pissing in my Cheerios, I'll tell you what. So that's it for the LPL. Now on to the LCK. All right, now on to the LCK for today. Sandbox and T1 starting their splits. Sandbox surprised me in this one, 2-0ing Kwangdong Freecs. If you listened to my sneak peeks yesterday, I said LSB had to get Krakow a pick that he could do things with, and I believe they did. And Kwangdong Freecs did not listen to me at all, and gave Keen Sejuani in Game 1, and he lost Game 2 on Gangplank when he needed to carry, but he was the only one doing anything for them at a certain point. Sandbox started this game off, Game 1, down 1-0. Kwangdong getting a kill in the river, which led to a cloud. And then our next kill would come at 12 minutes, where they would go top lane, Sandbox would, getting a kill. Kwangdong would respond a minute later, top lane. Sandbox would take an Infernal, and at 15 minutes, laning phase ended 2-1, with Kwangdong up in kills and gold by 2k. During laning phase, Sandbox were 1 for 2, Kwangdong were 1 for 3 on their attempts to make a play. 15 minutes, there'd be an exchange of kills in bot, and then LSB would win a big fight in the river at 20 minutes, 3-1, which led to a reset. Kwangdong take an Ocean. 22 minutes, Kwangdong get a 2-0 in the river in front of Baron. They don't take it. Sandbox a minute later pushes them off of Baron. 2-0 themselves. So at 23 minutes, Kwangdong are up only 1k gold, which, 23 minutes, we're pretty close. Sandbox up 7-6 in kills. Prince 1-0-5. Prince ends up being MVP. My first games of seeing Prince, better than I expected. Definitely better than Envy and Ice, who they had in spring. Teddy is 2-1-3. So both AD carries are doing work. In Game 1, we had a Zeri versus Caitlyn matchup because there was 8 out of 10 bans towards the AD carry role. At 25 minutes, Sandbox would go top. 2 minutes later, Kwangdong would go to Ocean Soul Point. However, they would get punished 3-0 for doing so, which led to Sandbox taking the Baron. They're up 3k gold. 29 minutes, Kwangdong get a pick to kind of slow down that Baron. Sandbox would reset, take an Ocean. 36 minutes, they would end 3-0 in the jungle. Krakow with a double on Vi. Final score 14-7. Sandbox 0 for 1 on the power play. Game 2, Kwangdong would get out to an early lead again, going top lane and getting 2 kills. Sandbox would then get a pick a few minutes later. At 9 minutes, Kwangdong would take a Rift Herald. Sandbox get a kill on the turn. Sandbox then get another kill in bot. So Sandbox are getting kills. They're finding kills. The Freecs disrespecting, lane prio, vision, things like that. Sandbox, after getting this kill in bot at 12 minutes, leads to a mountain. They then take the second Rift Herald of the game at 15 minutes with a kill. They use that to get prio again to take a cloud. And in 18 minutes, Sandbox end laning phase up 4-2 in kills. The Freecs up a slight 1k gold lead. Krakow is 1-1-3 on Trundle. Sandbox attempted 3 plays during laning phase, all to top lane, and they all failed. They really want to get Keen behind. Kwangdong did not attempt any plays. In 19 minutes, Sandbox would go bot lane. 22 minutes, Keen would solo kill Closer in the side lane. Sandbox making a turn on that play, 2 for 1. Dove with both on the Sejuani. At 23 minutes, Sandbox would go to Infernal Soul Point. Kwangdong punishing them 1-0 after. 2 minutes later, LSB won a fight. Did I write 4-0 in mid? Oh, well, 4-0. Let's see here. 4, yeah, could have been 4-0 in mid at 25 minutes. So that fight was big. Sandbox then get another pick 2 minutes later. That gives them Infernal Soul. 29 minutes, we have 2 kills in the river, 1 for 1. And now at this point at 29 minutes, the gold is still dead even pretty much. Sandbox are up 10-5 in kills. Prince is 3-0-4 on the Kesa. 32 minutes, Sandbox win a fight 3-0 to secure Baron. That gives them a 5k lead. They then end with the Baron 4-1. Prince with a triple. Final score 17-6, ending on the power play. So Sandbox come out swinging. Freecs take a nosedive, and like I said, between 4th and 8th, this could be anyone's split in the LCK. It is a mess. Really unpredictable stuff coming out of these teams. Series 2, T1's first series. Definitely 2 very different ways of winning games. Game 1, T1 beat the crap out of RedForce. RedForce would get a Hextech Drake to start this one off, and First Blood would come at 15 minutes. T1 winning a fight 2-0 in the river, which would lead to an Infernal, and laning phase would end. So at 16 minutes, T1 are up 2-0, but 5k gold, and that's the thing. T1 are just better. They're just better. They get a 5k gold lead and only had 1 fight to do it. During laning phase, RedForce attempted 3 plays. I believe they were all in top, and they failed every time. I almost made Zeus MVP because honestly, the way they focused Zeus in these 2 games was pretty outstanding, and the fact that he was able to avoid so many ganks was incredible. At 18 minutes, T1 go bot lane and get a kill. That gives them prio to take a mountain. 23 minutes, they take their first Baron 2-0, giving them a 9.5k gold lead. I would then say this is concerning from here on out that T1 could not end. First game of the split, but still, they couldn't end. T1 go to Mountain Soul Point. The Baron ends, and at 27 minutes, T1 get a kill top. They then get a pick. 30 minutes, NS would steal the second Baron of the game. T1 killing Dread for doing it. However, RedForce are now down only 11k gold. Like, they're only down a canyon of gold. But after doing that, T1 say, fine, well, we're going to go take Mountain Soul. So they do 4-1, Faker with a double. T1 now are up 12-1 in kills. Guma is 2-0-9 on the Senna. And they're up 12k gold. So, Baron or not, they have turned the game. I mean, they didn't even need to turn the game. They still had the game well in hand. 35 minutes, T1 take a Baron, which was the third of the game, 2-0. Faker, I was going to say Faker, but Faker comes later. T1 win that fight 2-0 for the Baron. They're up 16k gold. And then Faker gets a double kill, 38 minutes for them to end, 2-0 in mid. Final score 16-1. T1 1 for 2 on the power play. RedForce 0 for 1, that Baron they stole. Game 2 was a mess. A real mess. I made a post on YouTube saying this was the opposite of what Damwon and Frederick Breon did yesterday. It really was wild. So, NS take a cloud. So RedForce are up in Drakes early. At 11 minutes, they actually secure the second Drake in Ocean. 2-0. Dread with the double on Talia at 11 minutes. At 12 minutes, Guma would solo kill Ghost. He would do that twice in this game. At 13 minutes, T1 go top. And RedForce respond by getting a kill in the 2v2 in bot. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, Keria played Yasuo in game 1. Thought I should mention that. I completely overlooked that. That happened today. So 14 minutes, RedForce then go bot to get another kill, and at the end of laning phase of 15 minutes, T1 only have a 1k gold lead, and RedForce are up 4-2 in kills. So things are going well for NS at this point. T1 1 for 1 on their plays, RedForce 0 for 1. 17 minutes, RedForce actually go to Infernal Soul Point, 2 for 2, 2-2 in kills. RedForce then go mid and get a kill. They get a couple kills spot at 21 minutes. They get another pick, and the game is really going in Nongshim's hand. They actually, after that pick at 22 minutes, secure Infernal Soul. At 23 minutes, they're up 10-4 in kills. Dread is 4-0-4, and Gold's tied. So, despite all these kills, they're still only tied in gold because T1 are better and they farm better. A big moment at 26 minutes, T1 steal the Baron by sneaking it. They 2-man it, and RedForce and BDD is literally in the river and doesn't look. Guma then gets his second solo kill of Ghost at 27 minutes. RedForce kind of stall out the Baron at 29 minutes with the kill. That leads to Elder fight not even a minute later. That ends 5-4 for RedForce. Kana with the Quadra. He was the last man standing. 4 minutes later, however, because RedForce could not end with that Elder, T1 would take a Baron, giving themselves a slight 3.5k gold lead, but at 33 minutes, that's pretty much nothing. They wouldn't do anything with that Baron. So at 36 minutes, RedForce would take their second Elder. Once again, BDD snagging it. BDD snagged both Elders, not Smites. And this fight once again would go 5-4. Kana being the only man left standing. Kana and Guma carried through this fight, but Kana once again coming through big. So after the second Elder, where RedForce could not end the game, because see, Kana probably, I think he could have gone to the Nexus turrets. He probably couldn't have ended if he didn't take all those turret shots at the inner turret. What, second tier turret or whatever it's called. He took a few turret shots and that kind of screwed him. But if he hadn't done that, I think he could have probably pushed on a Nexus turret. Nevertheless, that Elder's gone and RedForce are up 21-13 in kills. Kana is 8-2-2 on Gnar. Guma is 7-5-1 on Ezreal. At 40 minutes, T1 would steal a Baron outright. Just steal it. Owner would snag it away. Would not get punished, so T1 have a Baron now at 40 minutes, and they couldn't do nothing with it. So once again, we have a situation where we're having our third Elder fight of the game. And RedForce would win that fight 3-0. And they said, we're not even going to bother taking the Elder. We're going to try and go down mid. But Kana gets excited, trying to chase down Owner for literally a full minute. Throughout the whole death timers, he is trying to kill Owner and prevent Owner from recalling. And because he was doing that for so long, they couldn't end. They couldn't end, and they lost. They lost. Guma respawned, killed a few people, saved the day. They then go TP, and they end the game. T1 wins the game 19-25. RedForce didn't, I don't know what the heck was going on, but I think in the chaos, they just didn't know what to do. Kana probably thought he was the only person alive again on his team. Despite his teammates probably saying we're going down mid, he's like, no, the last 2 times you guys all died and I was left alone. I'm alone again. I don't understand what was going on. Final score, like I said, 19-25. T1 winning with less kills. T1 0 for 3 on the power play. They had 3 Barons. And RedForce 0 for 2. They had 2 Elders. So that's that for the League of Legends Roundup Part 1 for today. Comment down below with your opinions. Later today, like I said, the LEC and LCS version of this video will come out. Otherwise, this video wouldn't have come out. Shoot, I don't know. This video wouldn't come out till midnight. I mean, you'd already know what happened if you didn't already look it up. So later today, I'm going to have my sneak peeks out. by the way, that is probably going to be split up too. I think I might split that up as well. Otherwise, you guys are only going to get like 4 hours to kind of get a sneak peek look at the games in the LPL and LCK before they start, because those games start at 2:45 I think tomorrow morning, and I'm still debating whether I'm going to get up that early or I'm going to fast forward through the first series, which I fast forward anyways if I miss, because these games overlap. I don't skim. I watch the game and fast forward through, in case anyone says I miss anything. Nevertheless, like I said, subscribe to the channel if you really stuck through all this crap. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back for more content.